Congrats.
Easy game, easy series. Hey, BOXI, congratulations on the clear victory.
Hello, hello. Thank you very much.
And I know you must be wondering, it's like, wait a second. There are some teammates that have not done interviews yet, and I already did one. Why me? Why am I chosen? There is actually a reason for that, because normally I would ask questions, but there is a burning question for you, BOXI, and that is from Jenkins. Jenkins, go ahead.
Hey, Big B, this is Jenkins here, and if this turns out to be a stupid question, I do apologize. I have two for you, and they're mechanics related. I noticed when you were playing Rubik, you were picking people up and then kind of like slam clicking the to drop them down button, or at least it looked like that. Can you say why you were doing that, if that was on purpose?
What do you mean slam click?
Like you were,
Where they land.
spamming the like where they land button.
I guess sometimes you can change where they land at the last second. And I just want to be ready for it. I don't know. I like clicking a lot.
Okay, so it's like an APM thing. Okay, that's a fine answer.
Yeah.
That's a fine answer. So another question is about your disassembling of Tranquil boots that you do constantly.
Oh no, no, guys, don't. Shh.
I'm wondering why other people don't do that.
I still don't know.
Do you?
It's garbage and it sucks, and I just do it to handicap myself.
Okay, that's fair. All right.
Yeah.
These are way strats, dude.
Okay, that's fine. That's a good answer.
You're not allowed to make a YouTube video on this. I will straight up.
I'm not gonna make a YouTube video.
I'll rage.
BSJ is another story.
Surely there's gonna be a new patch, or maybe, you know.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think it's good, but I think people can't handle constantly like disassembling it. And if you get hit once while your Tranquil is on, you just have an energy booster that sits there and looks really sad. So kind of high risk as well. I don't know.
Cool.
All right, I'll go next. When you play against, I know we asked one of your teammates this, but when you play against Gaming, what do you think you guys struggle with that you have a hard time against them? Is it lanes? Is it draft? Tempo?
I think a draft a little bit have been. I don't know if it's because they draft in a different way. I think sometimes they catch us a little bit off guard. I think they tend to be very, very obvious in the way they play, but they play it kind of nicely. Like it's like, you know, they have like 3 heroes there and they're gonna go push our tower and blah blah blah, but it kind of feels like you can't really do anything about it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we suffer against people that know how to fucking play the game. I don't know.
That's fair. Then I would say as a team, you always have like one thing that you try to work on or pay more attention to than maybe some other things. Can you tell me what that has been lately for you guys? It can be something small.
I guess when we played against Gaming, we got kind of slapped around in our mid lane. They helped their mid a lot. And we didn't as much, so I think we try to focus on that more. You know, be there for runes and ganks and whatnot. But it's all kind of basic stuff that sometimes you're just sloppy about it. And then you realize how much it hurts your game.
Do you think is that more hero related, or like in the comms people are like slacking in some games where it's like, oh, you didn't call for me to come mid, or you didn't set yourself up to go mid, or what's the...
I mean, I think it's on everyone's like individual responsibility to make sure that they're doing the right thing in the game. I know for me, I can have a bit of a hard time like looking at the clock in game. So all of a sudden it's like 5:55 and I'm on another lane or something.
Yeah.
So I guess just like every time it happens, you bring it up, you talk about it, and help each other out. Sometimes, you know, I will tell other people to come mid. Sometimes Nisha will tell people to come mid. Sometimes whatever.
Makes sense. And last question. Do you think Pangolier is overpowered?
Yeah, I think the diffusal build on him is like a little too strong. I feel like it's too much poke and damage. I don't think it will be OP without it. But you get it so early into the game now that it just burns your mana, and as a support you feel kind of helpless. Like taking like it's fucking 600 physical damage at like 12 minutes in is just so strong. And even like any strength hero, you just get their mana poked out, or like Lone Druid Bear, you know, you swashbuckle him once, he can't even like use his BKB or something. So yeah.
Okay, hey BOXI, I feel like we've asked your team everything there is to ask, but out of curiosity, when you guys are so dominant like you are now, how do you think the best way to improve is? Is it just individually in pubs, or do you guys have certain ways to keep that lead over other teams?
We're waiting for the patch a bit to like focus a lot on personal improvement and stuff like that. I think right now we're just trying to make sure that we're working on our mistakes. And, you know, even if the games look really good, there's always some things you could have done better. Maybe somebody didn't camp a rune, or maybe somebody over TP'd, or blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't say there's so much... I don't know. We're just waiting patch. And, yeah.
Okay, and outside of GG, which team do you feel has been the biggest challenge for you to play against?
I thought the SA teams, because their playstyle is a little bit like more unknown, but now these games were obviously pretty easy. You know, it's hard to tell from like a 2-game series, because I feel like we had a pretty strong draft advantage, at least in game 1, and in game 2, maybe not as much, but it was like, once you start snowballing, you know, it's easy to say the team sucked, but I think these games were a little easier maybe than they should have been. And other than the SA teams, I don't know. The most European teams, I think we kind of have their number, obviously, except for Gaming. They're, I don't know why, unlucky.
Unlucky.
Okay, and last question. So Insania told us in Lima that you have one of the biggest egos in Liquid. He gave us the ego rating of Team Liquid.
The thing is, no, Insania, you know, he's really like nice and charismatic and acts so humble. But deep down inside, you know, the biggest ego. No, it's I would say I don't do well with like criticism. I guess I get pretty defensive, and I think yeah, I like to feel that I know best and that nobody else knows better than me. And while that's obviously not the case, I think in the moment it can be hard to take a step back and reflect on something, especially if you're like upset or stressed. So yeah, I would say I have a pretty big ego in that sense.
That's a very mature question, mature answer to a meme question.
Would you say you're number one though? Because everybody else on your team said Blitz was number one.
What's your rating? No, Foxy, give us your rating of the Team Liquid egos. Let's not hear Insania's biased rating.
No. I mean, I guess me at the top, and then you know, I think Blitz and Insania, they have like a little bit hidden egos, you know. Nisha probably also really high ego, but he pretends he doesn't. I think Mike and especially Sai, I think is really humble. But I don't know. I mean, we're just joking around. I think nobody like really has an ego that becomes, you know, problematic. It's just everyone likes to shit on Blitz, you know, and that's just all fun because he's the coach. It's kind of like, you know, he's the teacher and we're kids and we're just making fun of him.
He's the coach, so it's allowed. Right, that's the rule.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ego's a good thing.
True. Especially in Dota, you need to be confident. I have a question regarding the patch because you guys are going to be at boot camp when it hits, and I'm curious if you have a strategy in mind. What's your normal strategy for the patch? You're going to read everything like 50 times before you decide what you want to play? Are you going to not read, jump straight into the games? What's your strat?
I'm a pretty fast reader, so I usually skim through the patch notes in like a few minutes. You kind of can read like all the important ones and all the hero changes pretty quickly, and then you try and I try and look for things that are unique, like new skills or new mechanics or something. I feel like, you know, 5 damage here or 1 armor there. It's kind of easy to tell what difference that's gonna make. Then you just play a lot of pubs and you look at some win rates, how they shift, try to get a feel for how it works. It's not so much more to do than to copy others and kind of see what's going on.
True, but it's like you have 4 days, you know, before the major starts, after the patch drops. So do you have any plan with the team in particular that you're gonna try to put in to make sure that you're on top of things the fastest?
I guess we'll play a lot of Dota.
That's always a good strategy.
Yeah.
I have one last question. During one of your last drafts, did anyone give like a really dumb hero suggestion? I feel like that always happens in a team, at least every now and then, where it's like someone suggests a hero and everyone just goes like, "What are you smoking?" Did that happen to you in any of the last drafts?
I think sometimes you suggest heroes like out of theory. Maybe, you know, let's say you want to play Tinker. I'm like, you know, 24 Tinker is the most imba hero ever. Yeah. But then we don't really play Tinker, and that makes it kind of a stupid suggestion. Doesn't mean that it's in theory bad. but you need to suggest things that are viable for your players. It's not like I'm gonna be like happy to play Chen in like the best Chen game ever. So yeah, but I don't think we have so many great suggestions. I think sometimes people will suggest things that are banned. I think that happens quite a bit.
Don't worry, we did the same thing. We did the same thing.
Not even Zai. I feel like Zai seems like the player who would suggest some offlane Arc Warden or something, you know?
I mean, Zai is the guy drafting, so if he wants to suggest offlane Orc Warden, I think he will just pick offlane Orc Warden.
Well, I'll have a look out for that, alright.
I know.
Maybe the next patch. Who knows? BOXI, thank you for taking the time to talk to us. Enjoyable as always. Good luck in your match tomorrow, which is against Beast Coast, another South American team. We'll see how that goes. And I'm sure we'll speak again soon.
Yeah, thank you very much.